morning, all my crafty friends. Nana K here with NanaKDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook on Etsy. My desk is a mess, but that's okay because I'm in the process of really having to mass make some cards and journal tags and things of that nature. So it's going to be messy for a little while today. And I thought, well, I'll let my friends out here just kind of follow along to see what it is that I'm doing. What I am doing is trying to, let's start with the book. Let's start with the Teal Tranquility book that we have been working on this series. Of course, the series is an altered book, an altered book from start to finish. That's where we are, an altered book from start to finish. Now I'm getting fingernail polish everywhere. Okay, I don't know where that fingernail polish came from, but anyway. Oh, that's pink. All right. Anyway, this is where we are. I told you in the last video we were going to try to finish up the pages that we had already done some kind of video on, showing you how to cover them. The whole book now has all the lace in it, all the paper lace is in everywhere it should be. All the book pages are now covered like I told you they would be. We've stenciled pages that we didn't cover, and now I'm in the process of taking the scraps that I have left over, the printed pages that I have left, and we'll try to use the teal ones up before we start on the Magenta Tranquility. And I'm sorry, I got a cat here bugging me. All right, so there's two things left that we got to do, and that is just finish the cover. I did get most of the cover done. This is what the cover looks like. It is paper. I have decided to try to make this whole book paper so that that's what it is. It's a paper craft. I didn't use any material other than this little bit of sorry silk to make my closure, and I'll use a little bit of ribbon for some of the tags that we're going to make. What's left to be done here, of course, is to finish the front by dimensionalizing it a little bit. We'll work on that at some point. I don't know if it'll be this video or one more. I did finish the inside cover. I got all the damage that was done to the original book where things were splitting. All that's taken care of now. I used the new PVC glue. I'm not sure how good, PVA glue. I'm not sure how good this is going to work, but so far so good. That's something new I'm using. I got it off Amazon, so I'm experimenting with that. I done this rubber stamp that this belongs to just on a light piece of teal cardstock. And then I started, let's see, anyway, basically where we are is everything is completed as far as covering the printed text. We have got past all that. We don't have a big alligator mouth, but she's trying to get a little bit wide, but we still got lots of space. If you squeeze your book, we have still lots of space we can add in here without adding any more. The lace really added a lot to the edge. I may work on something a little different from that next time, but we'll see. I like it even though it's got just a little bit of a gap, wideness here. Gotta have a swallow of my coffee. Hold on just a second. You know, that morning routine here. All right. So now the process I am in at this point that I was working on yesterday afternoon, I was adding to these these are designer pages. To the background pages, I was adding some little pockets and things just to give it some visual effect, some hands-on things. So that's what I've been doing. I've been adding little pockets and things to the background pages that's in the book. And of course, you know, these we're going to decorate. Probably on camera, just some things. I didn't do every single one of them, but I've done right many of them. This one I did simply just making it a little curl there, like that. Making it a little open up like that. How pretty. Put me a piece of washi tape there to keep that from curling. I don't know why it's wanting to curl, because it's sure not touching the edge. But anyway, and then I've got a piece of Velcro holding that. Just something cute. I had to experiment with this and made it. It was just sitting in my my little junk tray here, which has really gotten junky looking. But I have some extra stuff in this tray, and that was in there where I had experimented with that lace there. But because it was a heart and it matched, kind of matched, I thought, well, you know, I'll just put that on in the book. But anyway, that's where I am, putting pockets. I'm adding pockets to these little extra pages here. Now that we've got the pockets in, we've got to go in and here and add. We need to add some tags. This book is very low on tags right now. And then there's other places where we had done these beautiful pages. I showed you how to do the pockets. Now we need to add our tags to all these pages here. So that's where I am at today. You're getting a good glimpse of, this was a belly band, so just got to add a little something behind it. Anyway, that's where we are. So we're going to set the book as it is aside for right now. Remember, we'll be working on the finalization of the cover, and we are now just taking scraps and making our different tags. I'm not even measuring. First thing I'm going to do is just make. Now, what am I using to do this? Of course, I told you I'm using old pages like this. That's the first thing I got. The next thing I got is from Dollar Tree, these little kids game. I got these little kid game things. No, I got these from Ollie's for 99 cents. I thought, well, you know what? There's a lot of cardstock in these. I can use that. And these, I didn't get it all out of this one. Let's get them all out. Oh, those are the ones you punch out. We don't use those. I'm going to get those to my daughter for her classroom. But these have already got a good piece of cardstock in them. I don't see any need to buy when I can buy these for 99 cents and really use them up. And so that's what I'm using this morning. I got some different sizes, so I'll show you the sizes. And I'm going to use right many of them. We're just going to really quickly go through. I got another size here. That was that size, that size. Anyway, I got several sizes. So right now, I think I'm going to do a really long one. I haven't done any real tall ones, but as you see, that's what I've got so far. And I'm taking these, not my tags, we don't want to cut them apart, set them aside. We're taking these old sheets that we printed, were misprints, or we printed extra, and I'm finding what I want my front of my tag to look like, basically. What kind of style I want. If I want any style, I think I like that. So what I'm going to do is glue. Get my glue going this morning. I just kind of come over here and flop down just where I left off yesterday. So we got to get everything flowing and working this morning. Okay, so our glue. Right down the edge, you need to get as close to the edge when you're doing this as you can, because you want to cover, or you want the paper that you're adhering to the card to be all the way to the edge. Or at least I do. And this does not want to float pretty this morning. I lost one of my pens and I keep forgetting to stick it on, but we'll get it out in a minute. It'll start flowing in a minute. There we go. A little bit better. You might not can see it. And I am on thing. Okay. So I think I'm going to start with this one. So I'm just going to line it up across that edge there. Okay. These were some kind of a winning go-together game. Doesn't matter what it was, it has now become the background or base card to give my journal card some firmness. Okay, so there's the card, what it's going to look like. So, now you can either take your slide cutter or your scissors. I'm going to use scissors this morning, and I'm just going to work. I work a lot faster trying to, if I don't have to try to think about what to tell you guys. So I might get silent. If I do, please forgive me. Just kind of bear with me. I got a little bit of white shining here, and I'm not sure if it's too late to pull this back up. But I want to try to get it over on that edge just a little more. Cover the edge at least. we may have to trim some of this card off. And that's another thing. You know, the cards don't have to stay the size they are. And that's not going to work. So we're just going to have to trim it off. And I'm going to get my trusty trimmer right here. We don't want much, so we're just going to trim it off right there. All right, not much. Get rid of it. And just a tiny bit off this bottom of the white that's showing there. And we don't need all that anyway, so. Oh, now that's just really trying to be really rude. All right, sometimes I have to move this right in the center of where I'm going to cut and start cutting and then go back and forth. There we go. And it still didn't cut it off. All right. If I don't go get a blade for this cutter, we ain't going to do much more cutting at all. There we go. Now we got a nice straight card. All right. So this is what I ended up with this sheet. The top half of the sheet, that's what we've ended up with on this piece. I am going to take my corner puncher, and I have been punching all these in just different size corners. Just whatever just strikes me in the note you want to see it. And there is the front of the card done. All right, so there's the front of the card. Next step, excuse all this clip art. We'll be using it later. We're going to just do these real quick. A lot of these, then we'll go back and decorate them. I'll go back and find what we're going to decorate with. But this is what we're going to do today. Just a lot of journal cards. Okay, so that one's done. Nothing on the back yet. We're not going to do the backs right now. What we're going to do is try to get through by making a bunch of these like this. Enough on this card. That makes a pretty big card. Yep, I like that. That's going to be a pretty big card there. All right. Like I say, those edges are what's really important. This card was shaped really strange, so excuse my voice. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we're going to give it a try. I have to cut some off. That's fine. I got a good sized card here. Then I got some little teeny ones, and they go grab a few of those. I think they're right behind me, so not a problem. We'll lay it onto this one. I think that was the side I wanted it on. Yeah, where most of the flower was. Same thing again. Just press that glue and spread it and get the air out from under. And trusty scissors. And I don't cut the corners. I just cut straight down. Like this. Cut this bottom off a little bit because the paper wasn't quite as long as the card. So we've ended up with first a square piece. Now, I'm going to try the largest one, but I still don't think it's going to meet that one. But that's okay. We'll do something different. But we want the outside to be right. That's fine. Looks fine. When I put the back on, nobody will be the wiser that it was an odd shaped card. So there you go. So now we've already used this whole piece here pretty much. And I am doing the staining on the edges of all of them. But like I say, we're just coming up with all different size cards right now by using the background game cards that we've got. I've got a few more back here. We've got recipe cards too. We might grab a couple of those to get that size. And I've got the size here I'm going to use some of. I think that's pretty much my two sizes that I've got in my box here. So we're going to go with those for right now. So let's see if we got something to make a small one here. Yep, about right there. That's what we won't waste. Our printed paper. Ink too expensive to waste. So this is my Scooter done thing this morning. Let's say I started this last night and I thought, well, you know, I'll come back in the morning and do a little video on it so you guys can see my technique of where I'm getting all my cards from. So they are basically just leftovers again from pages from the designer kit, Teal Tranquility. And that's all you do is just kind of find things like this. I'm going to use it for my stacks. And we'll do a stack again. I do have one stack already, one stack video already done if you want to go look it up. It was a circle stack with little ducks. They were really cute. We need to make some more of those. Make hidden paper clips with those pieces like that too. All right, so I've trimmed off. We still got a little narrow part here I'm not sure we'll be able to use. We'll figure it out. But there's another card. Basically done. Stain the edges again. I might leave this one square. I haven't had any square ones, so I think I might make a couple of square ones. So we will leave that one square and see how it works out. All right, there's another one. We might can do about the same size as that one and have two similar. Yeah. Oh, no, that's a tag. We don't want to use that. We've already got that cut for a tag. Let's see if I can find something with some small print. Mr. Duck, I kind of like you. Let's see if we can put you off the side here and grab some of you. Yeah, kind of like him. Okay, let's do the glue up the card. I started to say ink again. Let's glue up the card. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. I had a lot of kids again the weekend. My son and his significant other decided they wanted a date night. They haven't got one. Well, 6 kids, they don't get a very often time alone. All right, what I'm trying to do back here, I kind of hold this up to my light to make sure I've got the most intricate parts of the duck in this on this card. You don't want to cut his bill off if you can help it, and that's what I'm trying not to do. Trying to get this in the light. And I'm going to slide it over just a little more. I'd rather lose him from behind than in the front. There we go. Now, so funny, yesterday I was doing one of these and laying the card to see where I want it, and I glued the card right on top of the picture instead of behind it. I had to laugh at myself. It was so funny. Yeah, it ruined my print, but still, it was just funny to think that, okay, now why in the world would you glue right on top of the very picture you're trying to show? But I did. One of them not so happy accidents. Hey, and you have those too. In crafting. Save those. You're going to still make something else. See, that was a simple card that turned out all right. Ink's dry. Let me stamp her a little bit more. I have a feral cat under my feet. She wants to lay on my feet, touch my feet. She's getting ready to have kittens. I think she keeps telling me she's getting ready to have her babies. And she keeps tapping my leg, but when I go to try to pick her up, she's not having it. She's still kind of feral. All right, that's a pretty card, guys. It turned out really cute. I mean, it's simple. We'll do the backs in a little while, like I said. But what we're doing, again, is just taking the scraps that we have, and we are trying to utilize them. We're trying to utilize them. And, oh, Lord. And this one, I'm not sure how it's going to turn out because we've got a line here, but we're going to go with it because I don't believe in waste, and we can always put another piece of a die cut or something there, a label, a tag. So I'm just not going to waste. I'm just going to utilize as much of this extra paper as I can, mostly because I don't want to have to store it. I do not want to store all these papers. I've got lots and lots of stuff left over from other books I've made. I know my desk is a mess, but this is how I work sometimes. I will try to get it where you guys aren't looking at all the mess. And the clip art and all, yeah, we're going to use some of it, I promise. I'm going to make some more of these, and I really want to use up quite a few of these and get them done, because we have a lot of stuff we've got to put in this journal as far as these little cards and all. There's another thing now. We've already started getting a little bit of bulk, so I also like using these cards because they're not real thick. Although they're strong, they're not thick, and hopefully they won't take up too much bulk. That line doesn't bother me. Like I say, I will be able to cover that up. I am going to cut this one in corners. And this one, just. All right, so that's my technique this morning. I'm showing you how we are using up the scrap paper, the old game cards that we've got stuck aside, and we're making these. Next, my next step now is to make the backs of these, and you know what I do with those. If you've been with me very, oh, this one turned out really pretty. It has some stitching on it, so that one's actually got the machine stitch on it. All right, so now let's start on the next step. Once you get a bunch of these made like you want, we have got to come in with some 110, so I'll go ahead and do a couple of these. I've already got a few of the tags pre-cut, but now our next step is we need 110 paper. And it's over here behind me also. I got to reach over here and grab it. I don't make a big mess, guys. All right, so got some 110. Put it in my tray here so I can grab it easily. And we're going to do a few tag backs. You've seen those a zillion times. So I'm going to stop the video long enough to put the tags on, but we're going to glue the tags on, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. We got all the tags glued on. Now, these tags, I'm not sure if this is part of the set, or I think I might have done the same thing with these, just made tags out of pages. But the same technique. You can go get yourself a stencil made of a tag. Go get an old tag and just lay it on your paper, trace it, and cut it out. And then you can make tags using the old scrap papers as well. Tags and cards are just real simple to do. That's not something that you've got to have any kind of special technique for. You don't have to have the pre-printed ones. You don't have to have the set that I sell unless you just want the ones that I've designed. You just go in here and make your own. Just do it exactly the technique I just showed you doing the cards. Same thing again. We've got them. We're going to stain our edges a little bit just to give it some distinction. And I'm just trying to get rid of the white edges. I don't love the white edges. I'm sorry. I'm sniffling again this morning. I don't know why. I guess just still allergies. But anyway, there's our tag we're going to work on. So we're going to cut all these out, stain them up, and get these ready. And we will then start using our clip art and our punches and things to get stuff that we want. We're probably going to clear the desk off a little, get the die cut machine out just in case there's something we want to specifically die cut. And I may have some fussy cut sheets that we want to pull some stuff from. But this is the final phase, guys, of an altered book, start to finish. So if you've missed any of the videos and you're trying to catch up, get caught up. But hey, don't worry, it's recorded, and if you're not keeping up with us on a day-to-day basis, then you can actually, after the series is over, just go and do it anytime you wish. So that's where we are now. We're just getting everything cut out and prepared so we can decorate them and finish the inside of the book. Fill up them pockets and them belly bands with some kind of something to give somebody a little bit of interactive hold on everything. And I do want to clarify something. We said this book was already sold. The person that bought the book, I haven't heard back from it, or who had asked me to hold the book for them, has not responded back. They've not put down a deposit. Betty, this is my last chance to get, if you're watching, I hope. If you're not, if something's happened that you just couldn't get back up with me, I'm sorry. We are going to be putting this book up for sale at the end of the series. So, guys, you can be watching for that. It will be going on the nanokdesigns.com site. It will not be going in Etsy, just so you know. For this little book, I haven't set a total price yet, but it'll be on Nano K Designs for sale if anybody's interested. Kind of cool to own this one. My daughter is in love with this one. I think she says this is her favorite so far, but it's because it's her favorite color. She loves teal. this has been a fun total series. My Tranquility series, the blue, I've got blue, lavender, green, teal. They have all been just beautiful kits to work with. So there is a color for everybody. If you like the designs, the flower designs and all, the Tranquility series of kits is ideal. And it will sure keep you busy if you get all 4 kits or all 5. Let's see, green, teal, blue, lavender, and magenta. So I do have 5 kits in the Tranquility series. So to get all 5, you'll be pretty busy. I may even be so kind and go put them on a 5. I may put it in a big 5 bundle at a really discounted price. You never know about me. I just, in the whim of a moment, may just throw something on sale. And that, of course, would always be on Etiquette Designs. I can't afford to do too much sale on Etsy. My expenses on Etsy are just through the roof by the time I add my advertising, which doesn't seem to be doing anything, and I don't understand it. I do advertise with YouTube too, and YouTube itself doesn't seem to be sponsoring me very much, so I may stop that too. I don't know about this advertising stuff. I am not getting the hang of getting my videos out, so I am really depending on you guys to share my videos and get me out there. All right, here we are. We've got a bunch of cards ready and a few tags. So let's start pulling stuff that we're going to be using to decorate the tags. And I have no idea what I have here. I do have some pretty butterflies that are like holograms, and I'm going to pull out just a couple. I don't want to overdo, so I am going to just pull out a few. That's all I'm going to pull out. And they're teal colored, so they're teal and gold, they look like. Yes, I got the continue. But I just kind of like them, and I think they make a unique look. And I don't think you have to do a lot. When you use one of these, I don't think we're going to have to do a lot to that card. That butterfly is really pretty, and that's what I'm going to do with it. The problem with these are, for me, getting the backing peeled off. I have a little bit of a struggle with that. If anybody knows a great way to do it, they need to send me a message, because so far, I can't remember. I think I used my pointy tool to do them before. And if I have too much trouble doing them, I'm going to toss them, because I don't have time to sit here and try to figure out how to cut and pull these things off. But it was like, something like, and it's just not going to cooperate, guys, so we may do away with the butterflies for now until I figure out why I'm having such a time getting them to pull off. Usually, when you got something like this, you can turn it over. And I can see it. I can see it's 2 layers, but I just can't seem to get it off. That's disappointing. One more time. One more time. And this is not sharp anymore because I got glue all over the end of it. See the glue? Oh, yeah. All right, guys, I really need somebody to tell me how to get these backs off these stickers. I have another pack I have used before, and I didn't have this much problem. All right, we're going to toss these, because I am not going to sit here and fight this on video. I'll do it off video if I have to. Okay, I got a wood heart. Do I like that on any of it? Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's, I believe this was a Rachel Bella piece from maybe the holiday kit. Not sure. I don't know exactly where I'm getting all these pieces of clip art from, but anyway, I put a little teal on it. I'm going to put that right there. I think I'm going to leave it just partly open. I think I'm only going to glue it like right there and see if it just makes a little tuck spot for something. Don't have to tuck anything in there if you don't want to, but it's going to be open a little bit. Maybe a little ticket or tag. Somebody can put a little piece of memorabilia in there. Okay, and we'll go grab our butterflies, and see what one we want. Like that one, that's too big. This is the part that gets really time consuming and long. I keep threatening myself that I'm going to go and put these butterflies in some kind of a color coordination. I really think I'm going to do that, and I just dropped a few, but I'm not going to try to bend over right now. Oh, I like the shape of that. Oh, I like that one, but oh, I like that one. That's strange. That is strange. That's a strange butterfly. I like that. I don't know, guys. Y'all might not like the colors together, but I do. I like that black, and he's kind of pretty. All right, well, let's just ink his edges up and see what happens. Get some teal in him so he don't look so weird. All right, there's a little teal. Gonna put him on that back corner there, all the way down. Gonna glue him all the way. Make him at an angle, coming up over that tuck spot there, like so. Let's see if I can find a small piece of word art. It would have to be really small. Yep, dream. I like that right there. There's my stack. Okay. Put some butterflies back up. Out of the way a minute. Switch you up here. All right, I like the dream, but I think I want it just a little bit smaller, so I'm going to come in and cut it at the second spot. And again, I don't remember where I got these. I'm sure I've got them in a fussy cut somewhere. I like that. Okay. And I'm not even going to round the corner. I'm just going to stain the edge a little. Give it just a tiny bit of teal highlight there. And glue that down this corner. Just look. I like it better at the bottom. Okay, so now this one is let it dry. It's ready to go in the book somewhere. Now, do we want to put a tab on it? If we want to put a tab on it, we'll figure it out. I'm going to lay it right aside. So that one's done. Let's see what we can do to this one. I have this pretty birdhouse, but it was Christmassy. So we'll need to do something. I got some clip art here. We will need to cut out another piece of flower to go there. Well, I got one right here. See this one? So we're going to try to rewrap the bottom of the birdhouse. Okay, because this has got a holiday design. Doesn't mean you can't use the birdhouse though. So let's go in and cut out this flower so we can get just a little bit more wrap there. Around that birdhouse. Now I am going to go ahead and cut it out as a pretty good large size, and if I need to downsize it, I will. Do want to cut out a little bit of the grain, but I'm knocking a whole lot of this out. We don't need it quite that big, and we're still going to have to measure it down some more, I think, once we cut it. Of course, you know I am going to stain the edge to get a little bit of teal stain on the edge of it. And I also will get rid of any of the white that we're picking up from the design. Okay, I've got that cut out. Here's the birdhouse. As you see, it's got the berries and all. I'm just going to go in and eliminate it, and that's what we're going to come up with. Okay, so let's just cover with glue the area that we don't want to have showing anymore. We'll come in and pop the new one on, and I don't see any need to do anything. cut it down or anything. I like that. All right, so now we've got that. Now the designs match the kit that we're working with. Let's go in and put the birdhouse on a tag. I'm gluing up the back all the way, not making it a tuck spot or anything. We're just going to glue it on two and then find a label to go on this one. Let's look again. I'm just kind of looking at my cards and see if that's the one I want to put it on. Yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like that. All right, so there's that. Now you see how I just simply took an old page, made a card, and put a birdhouse on it, and it's come up with a whole different look. Now let's get back to the tags and see what we've got that would go. It's in your garden every day. Spring is sprung. I got labels, labels, labels. April. Precious is I like that. I like that. In your garden every day. Life loves you. Gorgeous. I like the encyclopedia ones, but it's just not quite what I want. Hey, I got so many of them. It might be Nature's Defrost. Nah, that's not quite what I want. I got everybody's Spring Vibes. I like Spring Vibes. I like that one. All right, let's try to tint it up a little bit. Tint it up a little bit. All right. There, I got a good dark edge started. That's what I want. Nice dark edge. Slightly tinting it up. And we're going to do, I don't want to cover the bottom. Yeah, I do. I like that. Label there at the bottom corner. And you could have rendered that label edge if you wanted, but you got some good contrast there. Okay, so that card, unless we put a small butterfly, and I don't want to overdo it, but I just think if I can find a small butterfly just to kind of, there's a little bit more, too much empty space there. I wish I could find that butterfly there, but I know I don't have any of those cut out. But I see a little blue with a bluish colored one here. That'll work. Just a really simple butterfly is what I want. It feels like it's starting to get time for me to go get a bite of something to eat. See, now that one's going to pick the teal up real good because it's a lot of white in there. I like that. And I'm just going to... Amazing what you can do with these things. Okay, so that pulled it right, the color right out. We're going to cover that little blank spot up where I'm not happy with it. So... And there we go. So there's another card done, ready to go. So it's ready for the book. Now I want to, I was working on another card. Where did I lay it? All right, these are the scraps we're working with. We are still working with different, just old game cards. And that's what our backing is to give us our strength. And now I want to make another journaling spot with this one. I want it to open this way, so I'm going all the way to my right. Goodness, I'm sorry. I am having a struggle. Since I've had COVID, I have had just a struggle with breathing. And come to find out, now I have got what they're classing as long COVID. Not fun, guys, but you know what? I am a survivor. I do not, and I will not succumb to the wheel of my aging body. I am just determined I am going to get well enough to live a quality life the rest of my life. However long that may be, I intend to live a quality of life. So if you guys can just struggle with me going like that, I'm sorry. I have to do that sometimes because I'm just not breathing natural normal yet. I feel it will come. I'm only a little over a week and a half out of COVID, so I think it'll clear up. The only fear I have, and I try not to have fear, but the only fear I have is I do have surgery next Tuesday, 1 week from today, and I'm hoping that we've got a lot clearer lungs by the time we go into surgery. All right, so we've got the base down. I really made sure that I hopefully got the glue everywhere, and I have really pushed hard to smear the glue out. And the reason I push so hard is because you're going to write on this, and I don't want lumps of glue interfering with the writing process of the pen. All right, so let's go. You guys have seen me do this probably now quite a few times. You want it to be almost as close to that edge as you go, and what you do is just start pressing down and pushing back towards yourself while you're pressing. I've got a little bit edge here. There you go. We've resolved it. Now we've got it out. Okay, so what we're going to do, I need to straighten this up. So the card itself must not have been well. I try to line my lines up correctly. Okay, they look like they're done, and I don't think I want to fold this extra in. I think I'm just going to cut it off and just leave it as one opening. Let me see how much we're going to end up with. It's only going to go halfway, so it would be a pocket. So we're going to cut it off right there. Get our trusty little cutter out here that needs a new blade still. Oh, yep, it still needs a new blade. All right, right up that way. Oh, it didn't cut. How not? See, I told you it needed a new blade. One of these days I will make myself say, okay, you need a new blade. There we go. It didn't do all that well. Oh, I see what my problem is. I got a piece of something stuck behind it. I have to pay attention to that. All right, we got that. Let's make sure we got a good smooth edge. Don't want ragged edges. Cut a little bit off. That a little bit went under. Let's look at it. Got a good smooth edge. All right, let's cut the top off. Cut the top. Don't pick it up until we're sure it's cut. So you're better off to give it 2 swipes. All right, we're definitely going to save this because I know there's something close to that size again. All right, looking at this picture is going to go this way, open up this way. What we'll do, I'm going to round these 2 edges here, restain those. I'll round the 2 edges if I can get it in there. Round that edge. I'm not going to round the back edges, just the front, because we want it open this way. I have got a mess on this desk this morning. See, just making it look smooth and nice and smooth. And if you want, you actually can come in and do this. You don't have to, but that does give it a little depth and dimension here. Just a little smeared color to kind of coordinate everything. Not a lot. But I am going to do clip art or fussy cuts or something inside. But that one's set aside for now. It's ready. So what do we want to do? We want to dig in and go ahead and find some fussy cutting, or do we just want to do a few? Let me get some stuff out of the way so I can get to my fussy cut stuff over here. I don't know if I have, I don't even know that I have a thing in that color line. That's in that color line. And you know what? Let's just see if we can knock out some of this white. If I can knock out some of the white, I might use that. Now that's using, this piece is using up way more space than I would normally want my clip art to use. But I think I am going to put it right along that edge. That still gives you a lot of writing space. It decorates it a little bit. And so that's what I'm going with. And this is how simple the decorating becomes. Now the problem with the decorating is finding what you like. I think I'm trying, at this point, I think I'm trying to put too much teal. Just everything has to be teal for me. So that's the name of the book. It's Teal Tranquility. So I'm trying to keep it along that line. But that's not to say I may not just find some other pretty clip art and start using it. And I'm not so sure that we won't keep that piece. No, that's not enough. Let's toss it, not be tempted to do that again. All right, so that one's got a little piece in there. We could go one of two routes. Well, yeah, let's go with a butterfly. If we can find a small one in this corner, not that one. We've already used that one once or twice. Well, there's a little small one, and it won't take up much writing space. I don't think I have anything any larger. I do have a pink large one. I do like the size. I do like the yellow one. Well, I like this one. I like the shape of that one. The color may not be all that great, but I like the shape. All right, let's put a little teal on the edges and see what we get. Like I told you guys 100 times already in the making of this series, the stain works miracles. See that? I just popped a little bit of stain on top of that. That's what it ended up with. And I'm sorry, I try to keep all my stuff in line up there. And I'm going to put my butterfly on that side. So that's going to pretty much take care of the inside of this writing spot. Just give it a little bit of oomph, what I call oomph, or visual aid here, so that it doesn't look so bland. The person that gets this, of course, can add to it, put a photo, write a journaling something, add something. We're going to put a little something on the back. And at this point, I have no idea what, and I'm getting my head all in here. I apologize, but I got to reach into there and find something. And I'm going to try to teal this up a little more. Again, the wonder of teal stain. And that's going to go on the back side. Okay. And so we've got our visual aids now inside of this. So this card is pretty much done. I think I want to add a little bit of more, just a little bit more of the stain around this edge to distinguish it some. But this, again, this started out with just a plain card. And now I've ended up with a nice writing spot, and it's not added a lot of thickness. So there's that one. All right, this one is so pretty. Of course, it's got to have a backing. So what have we got? Let's see if we got another large one here. I think I have another large card here. I might want to use this one for. So I'm going to leave that aside. I'm going to use that piece for that. I've got a piece here that we can probably put several on. I'm just going to make this a writing spot on the back. No flip up, anything, just a plain writing card. Okay. Again, I like to really press down hard, and then it's just a matter of cutting this out along that edge. Again, I slam my scissors so that I can cut kind of inward a little bit and keep anything from exposing itself on the exterior part of the front. You don't want it to go through. I'm going to corner around this one. I like it square, but I'm going to corner around it. Just because I can. Because I want to and I can. That's the beauty of crafting. On the front, I'm going to ink up a little bit on the edges on the back. And on this one, I'm not putting any kind of a graphic on the back. The back is strictly a journaling spot. That card is done. That simple, that quickly, that done. All right, this one, hopefully, this is the one we cut for the other one. This is what was left over. And we are going to be able, hopefully, to do this one. This way. Oh yeah, we're going to have to cut a little off, but for the most part, that one's already ready to go. Again, you got to make sure you're all the way across these edges. That glue has to spread out so that you grab all this background. You want it to be flat, especially along this folded edge. Not worry about this edge because we're going to trim it, but that folded edge has to be really tight. So we're going to push it this way and make sure we're good. And there we go. It's a matter of trimming it up. Okay. A piece up, and I am going to trim the side just a tiny bit because it got a little rough while ago when we cut it. I'm not going to do much. Nice trimmed edge. Coming in. Going through this front again like we did before. We're going to just round corner the front edge. All right. Like I say, once you get the hang of all this, it comes real natural. It comes real easy. You can it just starts flowing, and you really start mass producing a whole lot quicker than you think you will. It took me a while to learn to mass produce. I do not do well mass producing on video because I do have to stop and talk, and I'm explaining everything I'm doing, which is important for you guys, for me to explain. I'm not crazy about that color, but we can go some pink. Pink's not going to hurt in this book a bit. We've got some of this design all through the book has this pink flower, so we will use this one. This corner here or up there. We'll start in that corner, see what I can find. This one's a little thicker. It's already got a hard cardstock, so not sure that should have been my best choice, but we've used it, so we're going with it. And that one on that corner there. Same thing, I'm going to round off the edges. Kind of tone that white down. That white, I don't like that. That's such a bright white. Tone it down. And I'm going to put it in that corner, and that's this one decorated on the front. On the front. The front is done. Oh, excuse me, the inside's done. The front's done. Now the back, just a little tiny something in the back. I've got another one of those. I've got 2 or 3 of those. I would like to have another one of these. There we go. And just for some variance, we'll use it in another corner. All right, let's see. Where do we want this? Oh, I'm going to go right there with it. Kind of there. All right, so there is our writing spot there. Oh, we didn't, you know what? I need to teal it just a tiny bit on these edges. Just to stay with uniformity. I hope you're hearing me. I'm talking very lightly. Most of the time I think I'm talking to myself here. And I do that a lot, even when I'm not videoing. Alright, so this is where we are, guys. You still see me mass producing these little things. 26 minutes into this video already. Alright, so what we're going to do right quick is go into our book and find spots to put the few that we've already done. And then I'm going to tell you, this is it on the videos for now. The last 2 I'm putting up is it on this part when I actually decorate the front of this book, and which is not going to be a lot because I like to keep my books exterior simple because I want this to be able to be slid to a bookshelf if somebody wants to. But we're going to find a piece of ribbon for this. So I've got to turn behind me and find a little something. And I want to use something different than what I've already used. I've got a couple of teal stuff here, but not a major amount. It's not a color ribbon that I have a lot of. but I'm going to grab what's, look, appears close to me anyway. And I say I am, I may not, because there's just not a lot of variety. Okay, there's a piece. Right. I have 2 pieces here that I want to work with. I got me out 2 pieces of ribbon out of my ribbon stash. This piece here, I'm going to work on the top of my tag. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I don't think I'm going to do a big fancy bow because, again, I am trying to eliminate any excessive bulk at this point. So now I need to come in and I have to twist it a little to get that back on the top, like so, because we want the pattern part. This, well, that's way too much waste. We're not going to do that much waste. Come on. Let's pull it this way. Let's pull it one more. Yeah, that we can trim down a little. All right. Now, I'm going to go back here and glue this. Anybody that knows me knows I glue these knots before I pull them real tight. I'll load some glue in because I don't want them to come out later. And I'm going to pull it like so. There it goes. All right. And then I'll just sit here and kind of straighten it up. Tighten it again one more time. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could get you a clip, like the quitting clips that I have shown you several times. Me, I just pull them tight and I let them fall naturally. And I want this a little bit shorter, so I'm going to clip it here and here. I hope I got that on video. I did. Okay, and there's my tag top. So that's done on that. We've already put a beautiful butterfly here, so we don't need anything else there. But for some reason, it just still looks a little bland to me. So I'm thinking I'm going to come on this edge right here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this beautiful lace. It's kind of a, like I call tatted lace. That's what I'm going to put there. So we're just going to put a little piece of that on, and we're going to call this one a finished part. I'm going to try to use my Fabri-Tac. I accidentally left the lid off of it, so it gets really thick when I accidentally do that. Oh, well, it's being very wonderful this morning and flowing nicely, even though I was rude and left the lid off of it the other day, but it's doing good. Thank you. All right, and we're going to put that right there. And glue it all the way to the top. I'm going to take my press down on it. Smooth it as much as I can. That's so pretty. Come to the back. And I'm going to cut right along that edge on there. And we're going to come to the top and same thing. Okay, so that's on. Okay, so that was that little extra thing I wanted to do on that one. Now let's go inside and find a spot for this tag. Remember, this one opens up. Okay, just a small, I think I have a pocket back here. I'm not so sure if it's going to fit. Let's see if it's going to fit. No, won't fit in that one. What else we got? We got this nice big one here, but I think we need something a little larger there. We got a tuck spot, but I'm just going to slide a card into that. And that's too tall for that one. Hey, I may not have, oh, there's a perfect spot. Okay, we can go with the tag. Whoop, we're going to have to glue that a little more. Y'all see that? See that? It's going to catch right there. Catch these things as they happen, and don't think that you can come back later and fix it. Go ahead and fix it when you discover it. Takes just a few more seconds and a whole lot less headache later when you think you've got everything and then you don't. So let me let that dry just a second. Okay, let's slide that in here. And I think I'm going to do one other card behind it. And I just want a card that's not got a lot. This one, okay? This is a simple. So those two went in there. So that's that one. All right, what else do we have? We had a large card here. And I thought I saw something back here that needed a large card. So this one can have one here. And one of the smaller ones right here. Or do we just want the large card like this? I kind of like that, and I don't really want anything else. So the bird is going into one of the larger pockets here, and then this one has one, and we'll go with the waterfall in that one. Okay, so those cards are in. So there's what we're going to be doing the rest of the day, guys. I'm going to cut this video off too. It's a little bit short. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing the rest of the tags and all and finish the book. And when I come back, you guys will get to see me do this little bit of decorations that I'm doing the front cover. And then we're going to do the flip through, and Teal Tranquility will be done. This is Nana Kay saying have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching, and come again soon. Bye-bye.